गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Last week we started Prashnopanishad and we saw the overview of the 6 questions that is addressed in the Upanishad, and today we enter into the Upanishad, and the Upanishad begins with the Shanti mantra, and I think the first Shanti mantra we did, and what was that? Itap purne tatap purne purnat purne parat param purnanandam prapadyeham Sadgurum Shankara Swayam. So we looked at this one in our last class, and today the actual Shanti part that is attributed to this Upanishad is the Bhadram Karnebi mantra, and I remember we chanted it, but we can chant again and then we look at it. You can repeat after me. ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. And the second part also we can chant this together. ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Actually the mantra goes together with the next verse also, but here in the Upanishad they have separated it, so we'll just follow what is given there. And here the teacher or the Upanishad begins with this Shanti mantra, and it says Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shunuyama Devaha. O gods, O Devaganas, may we listen auspicious by our ears, and we must not listen to what is convenient. How do we listen to what is convenient? What is being said by the teacher, we interpret it according to our understanding. That is convenient listening. Or convenient listening is listening to only what you want to listen, and rest of the words you are unattentive. So what is told here, what is What is auspicious listening? When every word we learn uh, uh, and that word does not leave an impression behind, then we are truly listening. One of the classes we did explain, even in Amrit Anubhav we explained, where, and there also this thought comes, and our attention, active listening means what? Being 100% available to the words of the teacher means what? It's not looking at the teacher without blinking and focus, intensely listening. Yeah. No, that is not. You have to be cool as cucumber. Are the words auspicious? Which word is auspicious? We'll answer that. So when we are praying to the Lord, Om Bhadram Karnebi Shunuyama Devaha, O gods, may our listening be auspicious. What is auspicious? Auspicious is only that in the presence of whom all faculties are functioning. And that faculty, that principle, that essence, that Atma alone is the auspicious one. And when our attention is on that auspicious principle, then we are truly listening. If every word, every shloka, every chandas, every communication, seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, thinking, imagining, is bringing our attention back to be the essence, to be the witnessing consciousness, then we are in touch with the auspicious. And this is the prayer of the teacher as well as the students. Om Bhadram Karnebhi. Teacher is already speaking. He knows. The students, they are praying that may our hear only auspicious, that may our attention be only on the auspicious which is behind all the senses and mind. Om Bhadram Karnebi Shunuyama Devaha. This is true listening. Listening is not that which that leaves an impression on your mind, and then afterwards you regurgitate and, oh, what did Swamiji say? What did the Upanishad say? What did the Bhagavad Gita say? I must quickly write this down. I should remember this, make it into a memory, and revisit it afterwards. When this happens, we have lost the plot. Therefore, knowledge, that those words, when we listen to them, when they convert into wisdom straight away without leaving any impression, the two things can happen. Either the words leave an impression on your mind, or those words lead to wisdom. Wisdom means being the essence. Now you refine your attitude towards every word that is coming to you. Not only in the class, anywhere. Practice. This practice has to be done in the class. And in this way, so Lord, please leave auspiciousness after every mantra, after every word that these Shrunuyama Devaha, that after every mantra, only when we have this approach, then the truth is revealed. If our approach is that I have to remember, I have to by heart, I have to write down, I have to visit it later because that was interesting, I will come to my own conclusion afterwards. Nope. We will not get anywhere. The truth is here and now. So that word of the Upanishad must lead to wisdom here and now, not later and afterwards. Therefore, Om Bhadram Karne Vishnuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyem Akshabhirya Jatraha. So, before we get to the second part of the verse, the Shanti Mantra, here it is said that whatever we hear in our life, whatever words are coming to us, they are a Lord's message. We must have that approach towards all the words, towards all the mantras. And in this way, Bhadram Karne Vishnuyama Devaha. And what is the most auspicious that we can see? Here it is said, Bhadram Pashyem Akshabhirya Jatraha. Aksha means eyes, to see. Karna. Karne bhi. Karna is the ears. Aksha is the eyes. They are not going to cover everything. You can understand that one or two examples are taken in this Shanti Mantra, and same rule is applied for all the five senses. And therefore, here it says, so what is the most auspicious that is to be seen or we want to see? Here it is told that the most auspicious to see is ourselves. That which is coming and going is inauspicious. That which is ever is the most auspicious. Bhadram Pashye Makshabhirya Jatraha. And in this way, so the students are saying that let us discover, the Shanti Mantra is saying, let us discover what we see in ourselves as the most see, aksha. Whatever we see most auspicious in ourselves, let us see that same auspiciousness in everyone who comes across us. And this is not possible by maintaining individuality. It is not possible. We have to have the vision of the standpoint of the totality in order for this to happen. Only from the Atmic standpoint can one have this vision that what he sees as auspicious in himself, the same auspiciousness is expressing through every being who comes across in his life, or he comes across in his life. And in this way, that same auspiciousness is reflected everywhere, just like the sun alone is reflected in every wave, just like the gold, the essence is alone expressing through every ornament. Exactly the same way, the same Atma, the same consciousness is getting reflected or is expressing itself through every being. Our attention should be on the consciousness. Our attention should not be on every being. Our attention should be on the auspiciousness. Our attention should not be on every word. Our attention should be on the auspiciousness. Our attention should not be on what I'm seeing and what I'm not seeing, or the variety of sounds that I'm hearing and variety of colors and forms that I'm coming across. No. Colors and forms will change, the words will change, the sounds will change, but the auspicious, the Atma, the constant, that never changes. That which never changes alone is auspicious. Om Bhadram Karne Vishnuyama Devaha. Om Bhadram Pashye Makshabhirya Jatraha. And in this way, and when we have this attitude of seeing the auspiciousness within, also outside, we are making an attempt, we are having that disposition, then alone unconditional love will spread or will reveal. Then there will be no hatred, there will be no otherness, there will be no differences. Everything will start merging into one. You will understand why the students have and the teacher have chanted this mantra as the Upanishad begins. Then it says, Sthirairangai istushtuvagamsastanubihi. May our limbs be ever healthy. Only when our limbs are healthy can we serve, can we do seva. And here, we must maintain our health, we must maintain our vitality, we must, only then we will be able to serve. And what is the highest service we can do in our life? Is it go and clean the temples? Nothing wrong with that. Is it clean the roads? When Maharaj was there, Master Gadge Maharaj, I can't remember the name, and used to clean Abhiyan. And when the Warkaris in Maharashtra, they used to go, they will create so much mess, and his team of sevaks will go behind the thousands and thousands of people who are passing by, and they will clean up the area. And that I think it was Gadge Maharaj, and that Maharaj became popular, that we are going for yatra, we are going to Pandharpur, and the Maharaj has not come with his people. Who will clean? They are not looking at his greatness, but he became popular only for the cleaning business. Positively, that was his seva. Without expecting anything in return, he was able to serve because he was healthy and he had a team of people. Volume, mute, please. And he was, please mute yourself. And in this way, he used to serve. So how do we serve? How do we serve people like the air hostess? Smile on the face, resentment in the heart? Or do we serve with a smile on the face and cheer in our heart? Bliss in our heart? That's the right way of serving. Everyone wants only a smiling face. Nobody wants a whinging face. Whinging, you will not understand in India. Complaining face, contorted face. Everyone wants to see a smiling face. Continuing, and with with the healthy limbs. Let us live long and serve. Now, second part of this mantra: Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravaha, Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravaha, Swasti nah Pusha Vishwavedaha, Swasti nah Pusha Vishwavedaha, Swasti nastarksho Arishtanemihi, Swasti nastarksho Arishtanemihi, Swasti no Bruhaspatir Dadhatu, Swasti no Bruhaspatir Dadhatu. Together: Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravaha, Swasti nah Pusha Vishwavedaha, Swasti nastarksho Arishtanemihi, Swasti no Bruhaspatir Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So first, Swasti na Indro, Swasti na Indraha. Indra blesses us through hands. He is the Lord of the hands. And how does he bless us? When does he bless through the hands? When we don't take anything from anyone. When we don't take anything, he gives us plenty to give. Learn to be a giver, not a taker. And that is the lesson here. And may the Lord bless us. Swasti na Indro Vruddhashra, Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaha. May the Lord bless us. He blesses us when we decide. This is the Lord's Sun now. Pusha is the sun. He blesses us when we decide to begin our day at 9-10 o'clock in the morning. Is it? No. We get up before the sun rises, we get up, freshen up, chant some mantras, do our studies, chant Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, so many other scriptures are there, Gita, etc., etc. Early in the morning, let our day, let our mind be filled with auspicious sounds. That will be our offering to the Lord's Son. That we are available to Him. Not that He is available to us. He is always there. Then next one is Swasti Nastarksho Nastark. Tarksha is the Garud Bhagwan. Garud Bhagwan is the vehicle of Lord Narayana, the Ishvara. And Garud Bhagwan is the Shabda Brahma. With every flap of his wings, the sound that is emanated, that is the Vedas. And this Garud Bhagwan, or this Garuda Tarksha, he is the enemy of all the snakes. And what do the snakes represent? What do they represent? They represent all the negativities. They represent everything that binds you to the world. They represent the poison of the world. That means attachment. And in this way, here it says that that may He bless us in cutting the knot. All the negativity He removes. When we listen to the Vedic mantras, what are they doing? They are removing all the unnecessary thoughts which are appearing in our mind for no reason, by default. We have collected it. And when we are chanting the mantras, when we are remembering the mantras, when we are chanting the mantras, it removes, keeps them at bay. The vibration of Om and the vibration of table, there's a huge difference. At a very deep level, it does not matter. But we are beginners, always consider ourselves as beginners. And therefore, swasti nastarkshayo arishtanemihi, arishtanemi, he removes all our difficulties. So when we keep ourselves well in tune with the mantras, all our difficulties are removed. Nastarkshayo arishtanemihi. And in this way, swasti no brihaspati dadhatu. Brihaspati is the lord of the buddhi. He is the adhishtan devata of the buddhi. He is the guru of all the devatas. So Indra is the king of all the heaven, of the devatas, and the guru to whom all the devatas consider him as a teacher is Brihaspati. And who are the devatas? They are all our faculties, the pancha karmendriyas, the pancha jnanendriyas. See? And who is the Guru Maharaj? Guru Maharaj is the Buddhi. May his blessings be there always. And and in this way, Brihaspati being the presiding deity of the Buddhi, let our Buddhi not go in the wrong direction. Let our Buddhi not be destroyed. How is our Buddhi destroyed? Think. I am asking a question. How is our Buddhi destroyed? Remember? No?
When we are attached.
When you are attached, yes.
Attached, then greed comes, and Prashnopanishad, that line comes when you, in the Gita it comes.
Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu upajayate. Remember that verse in chapter 2?
Yes.
That whenever we think of something more than required, then we have attachment to that. When we have attachment, then we desire it. When we desire, if it is satisfied, it leads to greed. Greed can never be satisfied, so we become angry. And if desire is not satisfied, we become angry. Anger leads to delusion. Delusion leads to loss of memory. And when loss of memory is there, then the buddhi gets affected. We forget what is right and what is wrong. This is buddhinasha. And this is how we do disservice to ourselves, to our own intellect, by interacting with the data that is coming to us in a wrong manner. And therefore it was told that stay with the Shabda Brahma. Stay with what is auspicious, that which is constant. I'll explain to you the first part of the mantra in a different way also. And in this manner, let our buddhi not be destroyed. O Brihaspati Maharaj, please bless us. And when we function under the influence of our mind and senses, then buddhi is destroyed. Understand this. When we say mind, when we function under the influence of mind, means influence of thoughts, influence of emotions, influence of the world, that is senses, then we lose the plot of life. And in this way, so, O Brihaspati Maharaj, may you bless us, may you bring auspicious thoughts, conclusions in our buddhi, that it remains only the constant oriented, it remains only auspiciousness oriented, it remains only essence oriented in spite of everything. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. These are the three Shantis, and these Shantis, they represent the Adi Bhautik Shanti, Adi Daivik Shanti, and Adhyatmik Shanti, which we have said, explained in the previous Upanishad. But let's look at it in a different way in one line, and that is, may our Jagrat Avastha be pacified, may our Swapna Avastha, the dream state, be pacified, and may our deep sleep state be pacified. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Rather, normally what do we say? Let the outside world be pacified, let the inner world be pacified. Or we say that which is in our control be pacified, that which is not in our control be pacified, and let our mind be pacified. Here we are saying Jagrat, Sapna, Sushupti, three Shantis. In another Upanishad we might say the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas be pacified. So here we'll take it as, for a change, that Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Let us not become indulgent in Sushupti. Then what is the pacification? Pacified? How do you become pacified? That you are not under the influence of sleep when your mind is at rest and you are awake. How you are not affected and influenced by the dream? When even in sleep you are thinking of Upanishadic mantras. See? Ajapa jap sthiti. And how do you not get disturbed or influenced by the waking? By remaining sakshi, by remaining aware to the total experience of the waking. For this to happen, for these three, waking, dream and deep sleep, to be pacified, to be quietened. Quietened does not mean that they have to stop functioning. They cannot, you did not create them, they are going on, they will continue to go on. Even after you know the self and be the self, still they will go on. Then what does pacifying these three states mean? It means that you are no longer under the clutches of these three. You are no longer under the influence of these three. You are no longer under the enslavement of these three. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. In other words, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti are happening, but the waker, dreamer, sleeper is not there, because he is the sakshi of the three states coming and going on, if we may say it that way. Is it possible? Go and find out. See? So this is the Shanti mantra, let's chant it together, both the verses together. Om Bhadram Karne Shrunuyaam Devaah Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraah Sthirairangai Stuštuvagam Sastanubhi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuh Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravah Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaah Swasti nastarksho Arishtanemihi Swasti no Brihaspatir Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. With that, the Shanti mantra is addressed, and now we enter into the Upanishad, and the Upanishad begins with Prathama Prashna. Prathama means first, Prashna means question. Oh, we like that. We like asking questions. So, what is the scene? I explained it to you the other day, the last class, but we'll look at it again, revisit it again, and see what is the scene there, what is the condition of the students, what is the environment of the students, what is the preparation of the students, what have they done, and as a result of that, what has happened to them by doing what they have done, and as a result, what are they seeking further? This is our question. That I have worked hard, I have saved so much money, I have got so much money in my bank balance. Now I'm turning 65, I'm turning 70, or I am 50, whatever age you are, does not matter. What next? What am I going to do further? My children are married, I am a sannyasi, what next? Children are living in other country, I am here, should I downsize, should I upsize? Should I go for a pilgrimage? Should I go and live in an ashram? These questions come. Or other extreme is, oh, I have lived my life, I got so much money, now I'm going to travel the world, I have got this huge long bucket list, I'm going to keep ticking it, and I have not gone to Las Vegas, I have not gone to a casino, I have not gone to a pub, I have not gone to this place, I have not gone to that place, I have to experience life. There is no end to experiencing life. So is this what these students are seeking? Let's see. Sambandha Bhashya. This is before we get into the first verse of the student, the connecting Bhashya given by Adi Shankaracharya. The Bhashya is by Adi Shankaracharya. The mantras are of the Vedas. Mantroktasya arthasya vistaranu vadidam brahmana marabhyate. He says, Atharvana mantroktasya arthasya. Here it is talked about as the Mundaka Upanishad. What was told in the Mundaka Upanishad talks about the lower self and the higher self, the apara and the para. It talks about the two birds perching on the tree. One is looking at the world, and one is content within himself. The one is looking at the various fruits on the trees. I want to taste this, like our cockatoos. The other one is content. He is not interested. He is just watching but not reacting. The other bird is reacting. It wants to taste. It wants to spit out if it is not good. If it is good, it wants to eat, and so on. Apara, para. One is extroverted, one is introverted. One is settled in himself, one is searching. But where is it searching? It's searching outside. That is Mundaka Upanishad. And what was told in this Mundaka Upanishad, that point, that Atma, that essence, that auspicious principle is being explained in detail here. And here it says, Rishi Prashna Prativachanakhyayika tu Vidyastutaye. And it says, and that this Upanishad begins here, and the various rishis they have asked the questions, and the answer has been given, and this question answer has become the whole Upanishad. Yeah, and this is not for anything else, but these question answers are to bring out the glory of the knowledge. See, our Upanishads are apaurushaya, and here even though the persons they have taken is the rishis, and they approach another rishi. We'll see who these rishis are, etc. So it is for praising the knowledge, for the glorifying the knowledge. This Upanishad has come about. These questions have come about. Is it that they were lacking in anything? When we see their names, each one is a great one. Each one is a great one. So if we take it, we must take it that way. If all these people who are questioning are themselves well established in the truth, and they are asking a teacher questions, what could be the purpose? Is it to test the teacher whether he knows it or not? What could be the purpose? The purpose is to bring out the greatness of that topic, of that essence. Every master, whether it be Ramakrishna Paramahansa, let it be Ramana Maharishi, let it be so many Mahatmas are there. Each one will have, for the same thing, they will have their own. There is one way which is the Adi Shankaracharya is telling. Ramanujacharya will look at it in a different way. Madhvacharya will look at it in a different way. Our Paramahansa Yogananda has taken the whole Bhagavad Gita and said it from the Kriya Yoga point of view. So there is no end. Just like Krishna Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita said that, "Oh Arjun, I can tell you about my manifestation. Till eternity I can keep giving you examples and you will enjoy listening to them." So that much variety is there in this creation. And whenever these great masters used to come together, how best way to spend time? Genuinely ask a question. So here the Upanishad has come about, the question answers have come about to bring out the glory of the knowledge that is contained within this Upanishad. So here, एवं संवत्सर ब्रह्मचर्य संवासादि युक्तैः तपः युक्तैः ग्राह्या पिप्पलाद आदि वत्सर्वज्ञ कल्पैराचैर्वक्तव्या च न सा येन केनचित् इति विद्यां स्तौति. Here he says that this knowledge is going to be revealed to you later on after after 1 year. And why after 1 year? For 1 year, you students who are asking the questions, you have to live with the teacher. You have to live with the Acharya here. His name is Pippalad, Rishi Pippalad or Muni Pippalad or Acharya Pippalad. You have to live for 1 year. Then only then you are qualified. Then he will decide whether you are qualified to ask the question or not. And there is complete freedom for the teacher to answer your question or not to answer your question. That will be determined by the teacher, by the Pippalad Rishi. And this should be the case in every case, every interaction between student and teacher. We also stayed with for 2 years with our Swamiji, but we never were able to ask even one single question. And how you have to live for 1 year with the teacher? Brahmacharya, with Brahmacharya. With controlling your vitalities, controlling your thoughts, no free will. Everything has to be done in full surrender to the teacher. If teacher says sit, you sit. Teacher says you stand, you stand. Teacher says you run, you run. See? Then the student then the student starts resonating at the same wavelength as the teacher. When that resonance becomes the same, then knowledge can be transferred. But if the teacher says, this is a table, and you say, no sir, this is not a table, this is a shelf. The teacher says, no, this is a table. The students say, no, this is a shelf. Eyes are showing shelf, but the teacher is telling table. This thing happened with our Chinmayananji, Gurudev. When he was with Tapon Maharaj used to tell everyone, a point came after 7-8 years. He used to tell everyone, not for 1 day, for 2 days, for 3 days, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6-7 months he was telling everyone, this fellow washes my clothes and he tears my clothes and doesn't replace them. Once or twice, initially it didn't disturb him. Maybe Guru Maharaj is saying it that way. But one day he reacted, no, I didn't tear it, sir. Gurudev, I didn't tear it. It was already torn. In fact, I stitched it and gave it back to you. What did Tapon Maharaj say? No, you tore it, then you stitched it, and you then gave it to me. You tore it. And you will tell every person who will come into to meet him that he tore my clothes, then he stitches it and he says, I didn't tear. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, for treatment we are talking about. One day, Gurudev Chinmayananji, he went, bought two or three sets of fresh clothes, new clothes, and presented to Swamiji, presented to Tapon Maharaj. He says, you are complaining so much, telling everyone that I have torn. Here, these are the 3 clothes for you. Same material, maybe better. He said, I don't want these clothes. I want my clothes. Why did you tear my clothes? When this it reached a crescendo, Chinmayananji, out of frustration, not being able to explain to Tapon Maharaj, walked out of the ashram, took his books and everything, took his clothes and left the place in Uttarkashi. And he started walking towards Rishikesh. After an hour had passed, Tapon Maharaj sent one of the students there, go, call Chinmaya. He went running all the way and he said, Gurudev has called you back. Tapon Maharaj has called you back. If at that time the student Chinmayananda had walked away, he wouldn't be what he is today. He came back. And after coming back, again the same thing. You tore my clothes. First time, Chinmayananji said, yes, I tore your clothes. Even though it is not right. accepted. That became the turning moment for a young sannyasi into a great master. This surrender to the teacher is required. And that's why here the teacher is saying, you have to come, stay with me for 1 year, and and only then the knowledge will be given. See, teacher, disciple, two people are there. Teacher is there, disciple is there, student is there, sadhak is there. What defines them? What brings them together? What keeps them together? Is it food? Is it free accommodation? Is it Sanskrit? What keeps them together? Knowledge keeps them together. If I start talking everything else other than the essence here, if all this explanation is not taking you to the Atmic principle that you are, you will lose interest after some time. What makes you keep coming to the class? Think. And this knowledge can only be gained through a teacher, by staying with a teacher, with commitment, with dedication, with tapasya, with etc. etc. We'll see all those things, and by living with the teacher, what happens? When you live with the teacher, as I just gave you the example of Tapon Maharaj and Chinmayanandji, I have given my example also with Anubhavanandji for 3 months when he didn't talk to me. It is what needs to come about while living with the teacher is surrender of your individuality. If that is not taking place, we lose the plot. Surrender of individuality. Then only thy will prevail. Only whatever the Guru Vakya is the final. There is nothing that I am a student, I am the best student, I am a great student, I am a very intelligent student, I am doing tapasya, I am doing so many malas, I am a devotee, I do more for the teacher, for the ashram, for the organization than anyone else. I give more. All that, keep it aside. That is not a precursor to knowledge. See? Then what is this tapasya? This tapasya is, as I said just now, is that we give up our individuality and do what we are told, or what we do what we are supposed to do. So when you are with the teacher, many times teacher does not tell you anything to do. But then what are you supposed to do when the teacher is not telling you to do something? Whatever is required to be done. Why are you in the ashram? Why are you in the company of the teacher? You keep the ashram clean. You keep your room clean. Every spare moment you keep chanting the Vedic mantras, the Bhagavad Gita, etc. etc. Let the mind not get hijacked by anything in this world. That is the tapasya. And in this way, See, when we were studying with Swamiji, first 6 months, he said, second month I think we started, first month or second month, he gave us one shaligram to everyone, and after giving a shaligram, he taught us how to do the puja, the Shodashopchar puja, and he asked us to do the puja. Now, I don't want to do Shaligram puja, I am a Shiva upasak, I do only Shivalinga puja, I will not do Narayana puja. No choice. If we thought that way, we are going the wrong way. He is doing whatever the teacher is saying is to break our barriers, break our identifications, to make us, like you heat up the gold, only then it can be molded into an ornament. So whatever the teacher tells us in the ashram, it was like a tapasya. No individuality. We don't decide anything for ourselves. When we were in the ashram, we could not decide anything. What time we have to get up is decided. What time the class is going to begin is decided. What time it is going to conclude, that's up to the teacher. What time breakfast, decided. After the breakfast, we have to, again it is decided. No, I don't want to do this. I want to go home, and I got up so early, I want to go to my room and have a quick nap. No, you have to wash the dishes for 200 people. Then in that in between time, what do? Go do your puja. Puja finished. Now what to do? Class is starting at 9 o'clock again. There was no time for free thinking from morning 5 o'clock till evening 8:39. After 9 we used to have our time. But we are so exhausted after 9 o'clock. You touch the bed, you are gone. So everything happens as to the diktat of the teacher. No free will. So what is the principle here? We have to discover freedom. We have to discover freedom under self-imposed discipline or self-imposed bondage. So when we, with Shraddha, with faith, with surrender, accept the bondage of the teacher, Acharya, who is teaching, who is going to teach us, who is teaching us. Nobody can force you. You have to mold your mind. Discovery of freedom under self-accepted bondage. That is the tapasya. This will bring about the refinement in the student, and he will become available to the knowledge that the teacher is going to impart or is imparting, but we are not available. See? When our disposition is such that we don't revolt to any word uttered by the teacher. See, when we don't revolt to any word uh, uh, uttered by the teacher, only then we are qualified for this vidya. Only then we are qualified for the knowledge. If there is an internal reaction, only you can know. Why Tapon Maharaj is saying like this? I never tore the clothes. In fact, I saw the torn clothes, I stitched it, and still he is bad mouthing me everywhere, to everyone who comes, not for one day, not for 1 week, not for 1 month. So many months have passed. This is not fair. We are talking about preparation for Brahma Vidya. Discovery of freedom under self-imposed bondage to the teacher, to the acharya. Makes us qualified for this knowledge. See? न सा येन केनचित् इति विद्यां स्तौति ब्रह्मचर्यादि साधन सूचनाच्च तत्कर्तव्यता स्यात्. So Pippalad, so in our mind this question should not come that our teacher, does he know or does he not know. Here these students, that Pippalad is the teacher and this teacher is Sarvajna. He is a know-all. He knows everything, and this knowledge can be given only by that teacher who not only knows how to communicate the knowledge but also who is practicing this knowledge in acharan, in his daily activity. People can talk about the truth, people can talk about the Vedas, Upanishads, etc. But the true teacher is Shrotriya Brahmanisht. Shrotriya means he is well versed with the scriptures, not only knows the scriptures, he is able to communicate the scriptures. Brahmanisht, he does not only know the purport of the scriptures, which is his own essential nature, that which is inexplicable, that which is beyond words, he is able to communicate by taking the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, etc. And he is practicing it in his life. Not only teaching, he is living it in his life. He is a living example. Such is the Acharya, such is the Guru Maharaj. Thus, Brahma Vidya is to be spoken by a teacher, and here the teacher is Pippalad Rishi, and who does not only have the technical know-how to explain, etc., but also to communicate and communicate the knowledge, and also who is living it in his life, as I said before. And the teacher, one more quality of a teacher here is that the teacher should not make the student feel that it is impossible. The communication should be such that the student feels inspired, the seeker feels inspired, the disciple feels inspired to implement it in his life, whatever the technicalities are, whatever the sadhanas are, whatever the instructions are. rather than say it is difficult, many lifetimes you will not be able to achieve it, blah blah. The scriptures say it sometimes, but at the same time, a contradictory vision is also presented that this knowledge is simple. Our unavailability makes it difficult. Our multi-pointedness of the mind makes it difficult to gain this knowledge. If we become purified, if we become single pointed, if we are accepted the bondage and listen to the Acharya, the teacher of the Upanishad, explicitly, without question, with full faith, then we become qualified to know the teacher. And in this way, Acharya is not. Acharya means the one who practices it in his life. जो आचरण करता है, उस विद्या का आचरण करता है. And what he does not only speak, but he also talks about the truth in front of those who don't know the truth, but also he demonstrates it in his life. Such is an Acharya. A Pandit doesn't need to demonstrate. A Pandit doesn't need to demonstrate. A lecturer doesn't need to demonstrate. You go, these professors, etc., they have to give one lecture, they will come with a big bundle of papers. They don't know from where to begin, where to end, what example to give, what not to give. Because they have not practiced what they have written their thesis about. It's only in their mind. Collect from here, collect from there, quote this, quote that, quote here, quote that. But here in Brahma Vidya, the Acharya is demonstrating it and is also able to we also need an Acharya, a teacher in our life to clear our doubts and God cannot answer our questions. But Acharya, he is like us. He has a body like us. He has 5 senses. He has his mind. He has an intellect. He is born to a mother. He is also getting old like us. He also has whatever. You may see some faults, but we should not look at the faults. So it is, we easily gel with a person who looks like us, talks like us, is getting old like us, who is vulnerable. But through his actions, through his words, through his disposition, we see him to be unaffected by all these things. He is established in the self. We can only imagine that. A student can never come to know. When he knows that the teacher is established in the self, then he is also established in the self. And that knowledge is not through words. Atmatvena. And in this manner, so this yena kena chit iti vidyam stauti So here we are seeing the glory of the knowledge, the glory of the teacher, the glory of the student. All this has been enumerated, and this knowledge has been praised, and it is and brahmacharyadi sadhana suchanacha tat kartavyata syat, and it is being told to special students by a special teacher. This vidya cannot be to an ordinary student. It has to be a special one. All these qualities above make him into a special student. And being a Shrotriya Brahmanist, being committed to the truth, living that truth, communicating that truth, makes the teacher also special. And in this way, different sadhanas, such as here it is said, brahmacharyadi, various sadhanas such as brahmachari, and what is your kartavya, what are your duties, etc. Through that, their practices are given in this Upanishad. And in this way, we enter into the first verse. First verse is सुकेशादि की गुरु उपसक्ति. So, first question. No, this is not the first question. Sorry, this is the who are the students. That is what is coming now. You can repeat after me. Om Sukeshacha. Om Sukeshacha Bharadwajaha. Om Sukeshacha Bharadwajaha. Shaibhyascha Satyakamaha. Shaibhyascha Satyakamaha. Sauryayani cha Gargyaha. Sauryayani cha Gargyaha. Kausalyashvalayano Naha Bhargava. Bhargavo Vaidarbhihi. Kausalyascha Ashwalayano Bhargavo Vaidarbhihi. Kabandhi Katyayana Rate. Kabandhi Katyayana Rate. Haite Brahmapara Brahmanishtaha. Haite Brahmapara Brahmanishtaha. Param Brahmanveshamana. Param Brahmanveshamana. Esha vai tat sarvam vakshatiti. Esha vai tat sarvam vakshatiti. Teha samit panayo. Teha samit panayo bhagavantam pippalad upasannaha. Teha samit panayo bhagavantam pippalad upasannaha. So here it is told that the son of Bharadwaj Muni, his name is Sukesha, and the Shibi's son is called Shaibya. That we'll see after. His name is Satyakama, and because Surya Bhagwan's, the Lord's son's grandson, his name is Sauryayani, and because he is born in the Garga Gotra, he is also called as Gargyaha. Ashwalakumar's son is Ashwalayana son is called Ashwalakumar, and his name is Kausalya. And the next one is Vidarbha the Bhargav, Bhrugu Rishi from Vidarbha, and therefore he is the Bhargav, and the Katyayana great grandson, his name is Kabandhi. And in this way, these are the 6 students, and all these, here it is said, what is said? Te Brahmapara Brahmanistha ha param Brahmanistha param कहाँ गया? Brahman Veshamana esha vaitatsam vakshatiti teha samit panayo bhagvantam pippalad upasannaha. So these six, all of them are rishis themselves, and they are and they were doing the upasana of the apara Brahma. And what is Brahma, para Brahma and apara Brahma? Para Brahma is the transcendental reality. Apara Brahma is the immanent reality. So they were doing the upasana, the sadhana, the havan, home, etc., of the apara Brahma, that which is objective in nature. And having done the upasana, so think what could it be? Going to temple and doing upasana of the Lord in the temple, or any statue, or any form, or any name of the Lord, it is all apara Brahma. See? Going to Tirth Yatra, because God is in that Tirth Kshetra, apara Brahma. Taking space, air, fire, water, earth, and seeing that they're contemplating on them, apara Brahma. In this way, everything that is other than the constant, other than the subject, if we have objectified it, it becomes apara Brahma. And they have done this upasana. We will talk about it further. And when they reached a certain stage in their upasana and their anushtans, and then these six rishis who were as a result of their upasana, as a result of their purification, as a result of their single pointedness, automatically when you are questioning, when you are looking at the source, and you are trying to look for the source objectively, the question always will come, what next? After this class, what next? Dinner. After dinner, what next? Do your yama. What next after yama? Or you do practice niyama. What next after niyama? Asana. After that, what next? Pranayam. What next? Pratyahar. What next? Dharana. What next? Dhyan. What next? Samadhi. Even after samadhi, there will be no satisfaction. What next? Because all these, what I just listed, what next, after every stage of your sadhana, all those sadhanas were objective in nature. They were not subjective in nature. And therefore this question, what next? Where do I go from here? I have to find the source. In samadhi, I came to know my mind was absolutely quiet. But when I come out of the samadhi, the world is still there. Naturally, the question, either you will question who am I, or you will question that source. If whatever is that source, it is the same in the samadhi, and it should be the same when I am outside the samadhi. But I am not experiencing that. I am not being that. Where is the truti? Where is the fault? How do I correct it? Where do I find the answer for what's next? And these six Rishigana, they were very eager. They had urgency within them to know this source, and thus they approached the Bhagavan Pippalad. Why Bhagavan? Because he is got the technical know-how, and he is Brahmanishtha. And they went with this attitude that the teacher will tell us when we go to Pipaladji, he will tell us whatever we ask, or when we ask this question, he will certainly tell us something. And how did they approach him? Teha samit panayoho bhagavantam pipaladam upasannaha. They went with dry twigs. Dry twigs means there is no moisture. The moment light is lighted to the twigs, it catches fire. It's a representation of a student that he has no desires for the world in his mind. Complete vairagya. He has already sorted out. All these are rishis, remember, 6 of them. They are married, they have children. They have a lineage behind them, they have a lineage in front of them. Yet, in spite of being in a family way, yet they have contemplated, they are seeking answers. Life, human birth must be utilized for this purpose. Find out what is life. And in this manner, they took the samidhas. Samidha represents no moisture of desire, and the hands are not busy doing anything. They are holding the dry twigs, ready to be lighted, ready to burn away the individuality, ready to merge into the infinite, ready to be consumed by the words of the teacher. How it unfolds in the bhashya, bit more explanation about each name, who is who, etc. We'll look at it in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om.